Nitro Circus, first show tomorrow, Saturday, North Harbour Stadium, and it's hard to believe, but he's in the studio and he's brought a few of his mates. Travis Pastrana, good morning to you.
How's it going, guys?
Very good, very good. Eric Ronier, morning to you, mate.
Yeah. Morning, guys.
Yeah. Roan dog. They Rubberneck, they call you, is that right?
Something like that.
Why is that?
Well, you know, it goes back a long ways, I guess. Just more or less being silly. Used to tell a joke, I had rubber shanks in my neck bounces around, so just one of those stupid things that never went away.
He crashes a lot and he doesn't seem to break, so.
Oh, okay.
And Travis and Eric, you've brought in Big Tommy.
Tommy!
Tommy!
Hello, all you ladies out there in Radio Land. This is Street Bike Tommy wanting to talk sweet tea this early morning.
Now, I found out within 2 minutes of being in here, Tommy said he was a stripper. Part-time, and I just happened to find a coin. $2, $2, buddy. It's all yours.
What do you got?
I need some music.
Yeah.
What's happening?
We don't strip to music in New Zealand, Tommy.
We
just get your clothes
we
off.
just get your shirt off if you like.
We'll make a few sheep noises for you, Tommy. Just go for it, buddy.
All right.
Let's get it on.
We'll come back to that.
Now, obviously, you know, Nitro Circus is starting this weekend, and people have been pumped for a long time about the fact that the show's coming to New Zealand. It's going to be live. We've only seen sort of the TV episodes of it. Apart from Tommy stripping, what can we expect?
Hopefully that won't happen on the show.
What can we expect? You know, is it exactly like the TV show, or what's the live element bring?
Really what the live element brings is just, you know, all of us being really competitive. That's kind of what the show everyone says is crazy or this and that, but it's just a really competitive group of people. So you combine the best guys in action sports in the world, and then you take a whole bunch of elements that no one's used to. I mean, you got big wheels, you got all kinds of stuff where you're putting the best in the world at like motorcycles or BMX on contraptions they've never seen, and then telling them to go, you know, step up and do better than the other guys. It's kind of a chaotic crash fest of just people pushing themselves.
How formulated is it? Like, do you start the show knowing, all right, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, Tommy, you leave your clothes on?
Yeah, and then none of that happens towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
No, but I think what's cool about the show is that it changes every night. The first night is going to be our best and worst show. We'll have our most crashes.
Yeah.
We have the most people healthy starting it out, so definitely, you know, everything is choreographed, but it wasn't 2 minutes into the first show that we did, you know, over in Australia, and, you know, Jolene, they said, if you crash, just, you know, you're done, no more of those for the night, and Jolene, she crashed 6 or 7 times, just kept getting up, she's like, no, I am landing it, and I think that's, you know, that's kind of what everything's all about, just having some fun.
Now,
Travis, at any point do you actually attempt to jump Tommy, or is there?
I don't go that big. I mean, I
start small, because you got to work your way to a Tommy, I would imagine.
Yeah, hey, you know, if you yell loud enough, especially if you're an attractive girl, you could probably get Tommy to do just about anything out there. We really want to see him go down the mega ramp on a big wheel. Gigantic ramp.
Tommy, have you ever been jumped by a girl?
Speaking of, have I ever?
He's got the scars to prove it.
Apparently, New Zealand's been awesome to me so far, but I don't remember.
Now, Eric, you're part of the Nitro Circus as well, but before you were doing this, you got a call, I think it was from Travis. What was the first thing he asked you to do?
Well, when I first met up with these guys, they wanted to base jump dirt bikes in the Grand Canyon, and they just kind of needed some help. And
a lot of help.
Yeah, I had the base jumping background, but I had never, you know, even ridden a dirt bike before. But, you know, I was, of course, wanting to meet up with Trav, and, you know, everything went well, and we've been kind of goofing off ever since then.
We've just seen Roner's first day on the motorcycle. We sent him off. We're like, oh, well, yeah, you should go. He's like, cool. Man, he almost didn't make it to the edge of that ramp, but once he was in the air, he did all kinds of flips and stuff. It's like, oh, lucky.
And how high up are we talking here?
Well, I think the canyon was like 1,800 feet, so I don't know, like meters-wise, but for me, you know, they kind of taught me how to get into third gear, and, you know, it was like a gravel, kind of had to come around a turn, hit the ramp, and that's where the sketchy part was for me. As soon as you're in the air, it's like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. There's no going back.
Eric, you know, everybody talks about how competitive it is, and that's what makes the good show, or the great show. Is there anything that you've said no to so far? Like, where does it get to the point where someone says, you know, you do this, and you're like, no.
You know, it's you kind of get pushed into things sometimes, but it's also a personal level. Like, you see someone do something, and you know, what starts clicking in your head, like, wait, hey, I can do that, or wait, I can one up that and do that a little better. And that's kind of the whole process of what we go through, and it just keeps getting upped, and, you know, people just start finding out what's possible and what can be done, and that's kind of how we, you know, make what we do.
Hey guys, can I ask Travis, especially with everything you've done, and you had NASCAR last weekend, was it, or the weekend before?
Yeah,
You're doing your NASCAR
a few days ago.
TV?
Yeah,
My God. And how was that?
Well, I surprised everyone. I didn't crash. I think that was a good start. We got ended up 6th place. My first real NASCAR event. So actually really pumped. It was it's such a simple sport that is amazingly complex. I don't know if that makes sense, but everybody is so good and so close. I mean, the difference between 5th and I think it was 35th in qualifying was 0.2 of a second. So it's really
like
close.
kind of like radio. We make it look easy, but it's very, very hard.
You guys are doing a heck of a job.
Thanks,
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks,
We're just
buddy.
really competitive.
You're very competitive here.
Okay, now you're stealing our line.
What is there any one thing that you prefer more, Travis? With all the motocross, the rally, you're talking about NASCAR, then the Nitro Circus stuff.
It's a great question. I mean, I think racing is kind of where your heart is, but there's nothing that beats coming down to a place like New Zealand with all your buddies and just having a good time. And you asked Eric, he said, why do you push each other so far? It's less pushing each other than it is everyone steps up. And when all the guys that are putting on the Nitro Circus, like with Pora and those guys, they continuously tell us, don't do it, you got to save yourself, you're gonna get hurt, and we're just dropping in one after the next after the next. So
have you pushed Eric over? That's amazing.
Well, that's easy.
He lands on Tommy, so he's all right.
I think our goal this year, Tommy hasn't really hit the mega ramp yet, but I think this is the tour we're going to kind of get him hitting it.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody likes to, think it's going to be awesome to send the fat guy down, but they forget that gravity affects me more than everybody else.
Well,
and I
Paul,
might miss the landing.
you'd know that, Paul.
Oh, yeah. You're speaking my language there, Tommy.
Me and Gravity, we're really, really good friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You and I both have a physique ideal for sitting.
Well, that's why we want to send him down on the tricycle.
Yeah. It actually, it's a pretty relaxed seating position. It's just what comes after the down part. Yeah, is kind of what scares me.
Travis, would you say you inherited your crazy nature from your dad, who was, by all accounts, an ex-Marine, crazy guy? What was
without a doubt?
Without
both
a doubt.
my parents, raced motorcycles. What we did as a family, just always go out on the weekends and ride dirt bikes. But I was kind of the run of the family. They're all football, lacrosse, wrestling, and rugby. I just got beat up a lot and realized I could fall really well. So that's kind of why I chose these sports.
And so how old were you, or how young were you when you first on, say, a motorbike or a push bike or a tricycle even? I mean, how young?
The deal was I had to ride down a set of steps before my dad would get me a motorcycle. So at 3, I went down a set of steps, and at 4, I got a motorcycle. I crashed a few times. That's what it happens.
Yeah. You protect your children too much, obviously, Rog. If Trav can go downstairs at 3.
I know. Well, most families like, let's go to the park. But no, not you.
I knocked down a wall on a bulldozer when I was 2, so I couldn't even really talk. My parents weren't normal, I guess, in that sense. But it was a lot of fun, and we were real close all the way up through, so that was good.